Okay, I need to go over some of the ground rules, okay?
Tim, I will do whatever you tell me. And you, Dirk.
I know you will, Marcus.
Yes.
Okay, well, I can't have you pestering the customers, okay? And I can't have you pestering the customers either. And you've got to remember that they are customers and they need to be waited on. They've got to be your number one priority, you understand?
Yeah, but I mean, what if Dirk wants me to film something?
No, Marcus, Tim is right. You listen to him, all right?
Okay.
Well, thanks, Dirk. I appreciate that. And as far as the cameraman and the equipment, I need you to keep them out of the way. I don't want anybody, any of the customers or any of the staff tripping over any of the equipment.
Sure. Yo, believe me, I don't want any accidents either, all right?
Good. Well, so we understand each other. This is good. Well, I just want to make sure that I reserve the right to amend, adapt, or any other way adjust these rules at any given time, okay?
You bet. Hey, Tim, I think you'll find I've done a lot of these shows, and you won't have any problems coming from me.
That's right, Tim.
All right?
Me too, Tim. I want to let you know I did a lot of shows. Well, not with Dirk, but I've done a lot of shows myself. And you know from my history that I haven't created any trouble before, right? Tell him.
I remember an Easter show. Remember the Easter show where Joe and Sam were in the back and they were making Easter bread? It was this competition. Made a mess of all that. And then there was a time you took off and went with Joe and disappeared for the entire day.
Interruption.
Remember that?
Interruption. Let's just move on from that. And how about we let bygones be bygones? You know what I mean?
If he's not here, we say bye and he's gone.
Oh.
Remember when paying attention to detail was important to building things that last? At Omega Home Improvements, we believe that your siding deserves that same attention to detail so it too is built to last. We specialize in a foam back insulated panel that features 5 times the energy efficiency and is 4.5 feet longer than other panels used on homes today. We're Omega Home Improvements, doing it right from beginning to end.
At S&T Bank, we've got a new account for people with busy lives. It's called the Preferred Account, and it's full of everything you need and none of what you don't, like free anywhere ATM transactions. So you never have to make a special stop to save a fee. The Preferred Account at S&T Bank. It's your life. We just made it a little easier.
Bradley Physical Therapy was a place I wanted to be, not a place I had to be. And that made all the difference. Their scheduling, it's so amazing that because I teach, I have to come after school. So they would work that with me. And even if I would call and say, oh my goodness, we have a teacher's meeting tonight, they would reschedule it for the next time. And they worked with me every time. It was never a burden, never a hardship, and it was always easy.
Senior Care Plaza is a family-owned, long-term care residence that provides a nurturing home and a high-quality care program. If your loved one can no longer care for themselves, it's time to think about Senior Care Plaza. We call it care. You'll call it home. If you've been looking for a high-quality, top-rated personal care home with your specific needs in mind, Senior Care Plaza in McKeesport, Pennsylvania may be for you. Senior Care Plaza.
So I need you to capture as much of the action as possible. You understand? I mean, and don't just wait for something to happen and then start filming. I want you to be filming continuously, okay?
Hey,
constant, because you never know what'll happen. Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Well, what do you normally do?
Well, normally I'm waiting on customers, but hey, that's boring. So how about you create, you film me creating a new drink.
No, how about this, Marcus? If what you normally do is wait on customers,
okay,
then you need to do what you normally do. Wait on customers. Look, how about that lady over there? Way over there in the corner.
She's a regular. That's not very exciting.
Well, go wait on her anyway. Get over there. It's your job, man. Here, we'll get you. We'll get you.
You got me? You got me?
Yeah.
Going over to her. Hi. Can I get you something? Thank you for coming tonight. The COL Jazz Band is here tonight.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am talking to you.
Well, that's an interesting way of doing it.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. As you notice, we're filming tonight. Well, actually, Dirk is filming, but I'm the star. How you doing?
Yeah, I think Phil mentioned something about that earlier.
Phil, yeah. Well, Phil almost messed up the whole thing because he didn't tell Tim that we were supposed to be filming in here. But you know what? It is what it is. Now I'm trying to call him. He won't pick up. I wonder why.
Well, he's an interesting guy.
Yeah, you put it so modestly. Yeah, that's so nice. Anyway, so if I take your order now before the jazz band plays, I can have it to you when they're done.
Okay. I want a cappuccino.
Cappuccino. I should have knew that. You're a usual, one of our regulars. Well, I'll have that for you right after I introduce the band. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your attention together for the Center of Life Jazz Band. Shebang!
Good deal. Good deal. Hey, can you keep an eye on some things? Before Dirk came in, I was in the middle of a conversation with Jim. And,
Okay.
And so, I almost forgot. I've got a couple folks that are coming in and applying for Sam's job. So if they come in, you just interrupt me and get me in.
You're replacing Sam?
I have to, man. She took the summer vacation. I don't know when she's going to come back.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
Okay,
I'll keep a
so
watch out for
keep
her.
an eye on things?
All right,
Okay.
cool.
So Marcus,
What's up?
does Tim do that a lot?
What?
Just sit down and talk to customers like that? I mean, it seems like he does that often.
You know what? To be honest, I never really thought about it. But you know what? I suppose he does. He knows a lot of people, and he likes to, catch up with them and sit down, I guess, back in the day, the diner was really, really popular, and now the cafe is getting to that point now. So, I guess he adds that personal touch to his place.
Huh. I guess it's a neighborhood thing, huh? I guess that's Pittsburgh for you.
Yes, it is.
For 30 years. Jim, come on, Jim. I know it was out of love, okay? But how could you go for 30 years and not know?
One little step at a time. It really was, over 30 years. Even before I was married, if you recall, my wife-to-be gave me a picture that wasn't even her, but I believed for 30 years that it was her. And then for 30 years, I'd press a little bit, she'd tell me some story, I'd believe it, and go from step to step.
But weren't there family members or something that you met? Or wasn't
Yes.
it like at the wedding, it's like, wow, why isn't anybody on your side of the church?
And actually, that is what happened. There was an explanation for why her family didn't come to the wedding, and for her friends, and it's very bizarre. I know, it's hard to believe, but if you take it one step at a time, and of course, I was a naive 19-year-old when all this started, and I fell in love, and within a month of talking on the phone, I was writing a note declaring my intent to marry this woman if I married anybody, so that shows you a little bit where my mindset was.
So why did she keep her identity hidden all these years?
Well, when I finally found out 30 years later, what the first thing she said was, I was afraid you would leave me. So through this process and how it started, the deception, it's really uncertain whether it was a joke or what it was, but over 30 years, we were in love with each other. Over 30 years, you're with any person. She's my best friend. I loved her deeply. I cried too many tears after she passed away to not know that was true love, despite the fact I learned she deceived me for 30 years. And I just learned that just 6 weeks before she passed away.
So I think it was just she created this lie, she created this world, and she just got caught up in it, and she couldn't turn back. Well, what do you do? I mean, you loved her, and then all of a sudden, you find out. Well, how did you find out?
She'd been hospitalized for 2.5 months. She'd had long-term diabetes, had kidney failure, dialysis, lots of things in her body were just not going well, and her prognosis wasn't great. Short of a miracle from God, I knew that her prognosis wasn't great, but on her bed, which ultimately became her deathbed, she started revealing to me that she was getting right with God. She was trying to pray to God about some things, and it sounded a little out of character because we'd been serving in churches for 30 years and in ministry and friends and family. And she started revealing to me the facts, and it was almost like I just didn't say anything. God had me bite my tongue and just let her start letting this out because she was in a delicate health condition. She had been going through some dementia, but I knew this was true. She was finally revealing the truth after 30 years.
But the betrayal. I mean, you were in love with this woman. You everything that you believed, everything you knew about her was a lie. And how did you even believe that she loved you? I mean, if everything else was a lie.
Well, that's true. And for people to read the story or hear the story and didn't know her, they get pretty mad at Melissa for what she did. But for me and others that have known her for those times, it's harder because we know her, the person at least she made herself out to be. We know that person, and inside her spirit, we knew something inside her, that part that each of us has, things in our lives we're not proud of, things. But sure, this was a pretty big one, 30 years of deceiving your husband. But God's grace, I mean, I can only attribute it to God's grace. Enabled me not to, there was some anger at the beginning, but just briefly, and then I set about trying to get the story straight and understand what really happened.
So did you feel like some major, I mean, these are the things that people really freak out about. I mean, this long of a deception, did you feel yourself, what kind of fool have I been? Did you have to deal with you as well as her? Yes.
In fact, I share it. I had to be very transparent to write this book, and it makes me out to be really what I was at sometimes, very foolish, very naive at the very beginning. And then over the years, because I had accepted that for so long, even though I was much older, it still was hard to not accept what was true. I trusted her as my wife, and I really trusted her and believed her. Even when things didn't quite line up with what I thought was the truth, I would just trust her in favor of whatever confusion there was.
I can't imagine.
So Laura, tell me a little bit about your family.
Oh, Dirk, no one really wants to hear about my family. We're just normal family.
Oh, no, but see, normal, now that's what people can relate to. They understand normal. So tell me about your children. Do you have children?
Oh, God bless me. Oh, yeah.
Moms love to talk about their kids, right?
Right. God bless me with 3 wonderful kids. Never any problems. They're wonderful. Any mother would be proud to have my children.
Oh, that's great. And so tell me, do you make coffee for your kids at home too?
I sure do. Doesn't everybody like coffee?
Oh, you bet they do, and you know
would
exactly
you like
what
them?
I like.
Hey, Dirk. Hey, hi.
Hey, Marcus.
When are you going to get me on camera? Because I really need to tell my viewers about my Graham, that I live with her now, and she's not alone anymore.
Yeah, that's great. That's great, Marcus. And I tell you what, look, I've got a list of people on top of my head. I'm going to be interviewing them as the day goes along, okay? And eventually, I'm going to get to you.
Well, you know what? I hate to bring this up, but I'm kind of a star.
Oh, I know that. Believe me, everybody knows that, right?
You know what I mean?
How could they forget?
I'm kind of unforgettable, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hey.
You are unforgettable.
Hey, exactly.
Okay, I tell you what, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to interview these people throughout the day, but you've got to let me film. And if you keep interrupting, then I'm never going to get to you today. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
All right, I got you. Okay. I'm going to give you some space.
Okay.
But, don't forget about me. Let me know.
Oh, how can I forget about you? How can anybody forget about you, right?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
His place.
Do you know that your morning cup of coffee can help clothe, feed, rescue, and care for the poorest of the poor? I know it may seem hard to believe, but it can happen. His Place and Kiva Han Coffee have joined forces to bring a special blend of coffee that will change the world. Hope Coffee is a direct trade coffee, which means that the families of the people who work hard on the coffee farms receive the funds directly from their harvest. In addition, the profits from Hope Coffee go to help rescue children in impoverished countries and bring the message of God's love to people all around the world. For a limited time, for your gift of $37, we'll send you as our thank you a His Place mug and a 12-ounce bag of Hope Coffee. Together, we're changing the world one life at a time through one cup of coffee at a time. Send your gift today.
His place.
Okay, welcome to the feedback portion of the program. This is the opportunity that you have to contact us. We're talking to you every time we do a program, and now this is your opportunity to talk to us. Some folks have emailed in.
Exactly like that. Here is exactly what you're talking about. I want to thank you. This is from Justina. I want to thank you for this episode. It was a great help in some of the things going on in my life. I almost felt like it was just for me. I even had my fiance watch it, and he is going to take advantage of the information provided. Thank you again. God bless the show. That's what it's all about, right there.
That's great stuff.
Right?
That's it.
You tune in and learn about things that can help you in your life, and that's why we're here.
And you can contact us through hisplace.tv and just tell us what you think about the show. Good, bad, or indifferent, let us know. Hisplace.tv.
There's a little thing right there.
Here you go. Sorry that took so long.
That's all right. I understand you're busy being a reality star.
It doesn't sound like you really approve.
I just don't see it as something worthwhile.
Why not?
Well, it's like you get 15 minutes of fame, and then what? That's not the way life works.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to, I have dreams, which you don't have dreams and goals. I mean, that's sad.
I have dreams. I have goals.
Well, my dream is to be accomplished. And I mean, everybody wants to be rich and famous. You know what I mean?
No, some people are happy with their coffee. I don't think being rich and famous is all it's cracked up to be.
It's about being known, okay?
Being known? Wouldn't you rather be known for something, I don't know, like substantial or interesting?
What could be more substantial than being on TV every week? You know what? Maybe if you saw my show, you would understand more.
I don't have a TV.
Do you have a computer?
I'm a writer.
Well, look, you can watch the show on the computer, to make up for the fact that you don't have a TV. Hold on. Yes, Louie. Oh, okay. Listen, I'm sorry. This dude is crazy. I got to go in back and restock the drive-thru window. Enjoy your drink.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay, so you fall in love with this picture. You have this whole romantic world about this picture, and then you meet this person, and you think that this person is the picture, and you spend 30 years with her, and you realize she had a life. She had 3 kids she walked away from. She deceived that side of the family. She deceived you. This whole world that she lived in that you were never a part of, that she somehow, I mean, she had to be pretty smart to be able to balance all this, to be perfect.
Very
creative.
creative.
The kind of smart that is in prison, you know, that kind of stuff. But how did you deal with it? I mean, how do you deal with just yourself, you know, maybe, you know, a lot of people that I counsel, I mean, Jim, I pastor people, I counsel them all the time, and they beat themselves up first when there's some kind of mistake or some kind of deception, some kind of forgiveness thing that needs to happen, and then they've got to deal with this person and what's going on. How did you deal with it?
Well, at the beginning I was a very young Christian, but over the years as I matured and I believe Melissa was maturing in the Lord, God just enabled me to really see that He was working good out of this. And sure, at times I felt like there were parts of my life that I was robbed of, perhaps, but then other times I think, she blessed me. She's my best friend. I loved her for 30 years. And we had, you know, I was in the Air Force 22 years, moving around the country, and we had a blessed time with friends, family, and church. And so who knows what else, you know, we always think the grass is greener. What else could have happened in my life? But I really did love her. And now I'm seeing how God is using what she was lying and deceiving to bring glory to Him.
Did you ever find out, I mean, did you ever get introduced to her ex-husband, to her kids, to you know, this whole former life that she had?
One of her children lived with us for a year, and he knew it was her mother, and I didn't, and both of us were being deceived. It is bizarre, I understand that, but the way the family was, they didn't reminisce, and they would sometimes call her mother, but she said she raised them like a mother. She was their aunt, although in fact she was their mother, and her oldest child was just a couple years younger than I, and so that makes her 17 years older than me, and that was quite a shock to find out you fall in love with a woman at 19 and then 30 years later find out she's 17 years older. Not that that in itself is wrong, but to be deceived for that long is not right. It's, you know, so what someone meant for evil, or whether it was out of love, and that was part of the reason I thought first it was out of love, but then it really was selfish.
Well, there's not too much that someone can do to another person when you're giving of your love, your heart, as much as you gave, yet you're able to totally and completely forgive her?
Yes, in fact, I forgave her before we were married of a deception that was kind of a cover-up for the real deception, and then 30 years later, and it's been a process. And then, of course, the fact she passed away 6 weeks after, I've been going through a grieving process as well. Not only forgiveness, but also grieving. But God's grace and mercy is what's been the message, I think, through all of this.
That's an amazing story of exactly that. God's grace, His mercy, His forgiveness. And did you ever find out the whole story?
I know just about all the story. There's still a few mysteries we may never know. We may never know the answer to, but I think I pretty much found. What I don't know really is how did it really begin? Was it a joke, or was it?
This is like a mystery novel. I mean, some of the things. I mean, it's like
a peppermint twist latte.
Yeah. Yeah. What can I say? I try to be creative. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
and it shows. It shows. This is very good. I really like this.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Do what I can. Do what I can.
So now I saw you talking to that girl over there a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's her story?
Yeah, that's Kate. Don't bother with her. I mean, she's not into the whole reality show thing. She doesn't think it's worthwhile. I mean, she doesn't even own a TV. You know, she lives the quiet life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're usually the most interesting types.
You think so?
I'm just thinking out loud. Come on, Marcus, there's nobody as interesting as you. You know better than that.
Hey, you know what? I was thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
Someone more interesting
I know
than me.
you were.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, well, check it out. Keep the camera on me while I introduce the band.
All right,
Make sure you
got it. Right on here, right
Stay
on
on me. Stay on me. You know what I'm saying? All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have the wonderful opportunity to hear one of the greatest jazz bands in the Pittsburgh area. Please put your hands together for Center of Life Jazz Band. Take it away.
All right, I hope you enjoy the Center of Life Jazz Band. They'll be back with us on the very next program. Also, Tim Smith, the head of Center of Life, will be here. You know what? Dirk tries to get Kate to agree to the reality Perks show. And guess what? I confused Dirk. Hey, want a copy of Jim's book? It was Out of Love. Go to our website and sign up. We're going to give away a few copies. You can do that. And in the next program, you might even get a chance to win a copy of their latest CD as well. So see you next time.